Well, a man is reported after being stabbed at a concert in Exposition Park last night.
Rapper Drakeo the Ruler was after a stabbing that happened backstage last night.
You see here a lineup of icons, up-and-coming entertainers such as Drakeo the Ruler. These people didn't have protection.
The tragic story of Drakeo the Ruler, a rising star in the Los Angeles rap scene, is one marked by extraordinary talent, legal battles, and an untimely death. Born Daryl Caldwell, Drakeo gained recognition for his unique flow and raw, unfiltered lyrics that painted vivid pictures of street life in South Central LA. Despite his growing success and influence in the hip-hop community, his life was plagued by legal issues, including a controversial charge that saw him incarcerated for several years. Just as he began to reclaim his place in the music industry, Drakeo's life was cut short in a violent altercation, leaving behind a legacy of unfulfilled potential and a community mourning the loss of one of its most authentic voices.
We're still waiting to hear from officials to give us the official word on the victim's identity, but as you mentioned, the LA Times reporting that 28-year-old Drakeo the Ruler was the victim of that fatal stabbing. New video from the eyewitness appears to show a fight prior to the stabbing. Now, that viewer tells us he believes this is what led up to the violence.
On September 6, 2021, an already intense feud took a significant turn, escalating the stakes for one particular individual, Daryl Caldwell, widely known as the King of LA, Drakeo the Ruler. On that day, Drakeo released a provocative track titled Engleweird, a deliberate diss aimed at his rivals. The song's sharp, unfiltered lyrics not only targeted his adversaries, but also cast a shadow over the entire city of Inglewood, the home base of his enemies. This release intensified the animosity between Drakeo and his foes, as the song's contentious nature reverberated through the streets, further entrenching the deep-seated hostilities in the local rap scene. One of the primary targets of Drakeo the Ruler's bold provocations was the Inglewood family gangster bloods, commonly referred to as IFGB. Drakeo, renowned for his fearless demeanor, made it a point to openly disrespect his long-standing rivals. In his relentless quest to assert dominance, he often crossed lines that many believed would inevitably lead to his undoing. However, it seemed, at least initially, that these actions only fueled his notoriety and propelled his career forward. As Drakeo's music career continued to soar, he simultaneously intensified his feuds, metaphorically dousing them with gasoline. His audacious taunts and relentless jabs at his adversaries became a defining feature of his public persona. Each new track seemed to carry sharper barbs and more pointed insults, further inflaming the already volatile situation. Despite the potential dangers, Drakeo thrived on the chaos, his career benefiting from the notoriety that came with such high-stakes confrontations. His fearlessness and willingness to provoke became both a symbol of his strength and a harbinger of the tensions that would ultimately envelop his life and career.
They ain't getting no money from their music. Stop comparing me that's broke and scary and want to break it down when I see him.
Drakeo the Ruler was playing a risky game, unhesitant to speak out against anyone associated with or affiliated with the Inglewood family gangster bloods. This fearlessness extended to fellow LA rapper YG, who was known to have ties to the IFGB. As tensions escalated, speculation grew that YG may have orchestrated the tragic incident that ultimately took Drakeo's life. Despite the dangers inherent in such confrontations, Drakeo continued to provoke and challenge his rivals, a boldness that, while contributing to his fame, also led him down a perilous path. Drakeo and YG had been locked in a public feud, exchanging barbs and insults online, where their disdain for each other played out in full view of their followers. Drakeo frequently took to social media to call out YG, accusing him of being envious and unsupportive. He criticized YG for failing to back him, despite both being from Los Angeles, while supporting artists from outside their city. This ongoing conflict highlighted the deep-seated animosities and rivalries within the LA rap scene. YG, on the other hand, responded in a more indirect but equally provocative manner. In an interview on the popular urban podcast No Jumper, YG dismissed the idea of engaging in rap beef. Instead, he hinted at a more ominous approach, suggesting that he would mobilize his gang to deal with such conflicts. This statement not only intensified the feud, but also underscored the dangerous intersection of rap and gang culture, where words could quickly escalate into real-world violence. The tension between Drakeo and YG exemplified the volatile nature of their environment, where public disputes could have deadly consequences.
All that rap beef and all that shit, we not rap beefing, we really beefing.
Although both YG and Drakeo the Ruler were raised in South Central Los Angeles, they found themselves embroiled in a bitter rivalry that reached its boiling point in March 2021. Despite their shared origins, their paths diverged dramatically, leading to a fierce and public conflict. The tension came to a head when Drakeo released a video that quickly went viral on social media, in which he threatened YG. This was in response to comments YG had made on Adam 22's No Jumper podcast, where YG dismissed rap beefs and hinted at using more severe measures to handle disputes. The escalating war of words between the two rappers highlighted the dangerous blend of personal grudges and public provocations, setting the stage for a tragic culmination. Drakeo claimed that his beef with YG was due to his disrespect. A rap N-word. Going to get Swiss cheesed, he say one more thing, and they know that. I don't want no friends, he said in the video. Their online spat didn't seem to end there. The conflict took an even darker turn when West Coast rapper Slim 400, who was closely affiliated with YG, was shot multiple times and in early December 2021. His death, which sent shockwaves through the rap community, occurred only weeks before Drakeo. This series of violent events raised questions and fueled speculation about the connections between these tragic incidents. The timing and the affiliations involved suggested a possible link, further intensifying the already volatile atmosphere surrounding the ongoing feud between Drakeo and YG. The tragic loss of both Slim 400 and Drakeo within such a short period underscored the perilous realities of their environment, where online disputes could swiftly spiral into deadly encounters. Rival rappers YG and Drakeo the Ruler were both scheduled to perform at a star-studded concert featuring artists such as Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, and 50 Cent. Despite their ongoing feud, there is currently no evidence to suggest that YG was involved in the incident that led to Drakeo, 28, being fatally stabbed. The California Highway Patrol, which is leading the investigation, informed The Sun on Sunday night that there's nothing credible to indicate any other performers were involved in the tragic event. The absence of concrete links to other artists highlights the complexity and murkiness of the circumstances surrounding Drakeo's untimely death, leaving the hip-hop community to grapple with the loss amidst a sea of unanswered questions. Drakeo the Ruler was making enemies who took his actions and words very personally. The response to his provocative song, Ingleweird, and his continual antics was one of anger and outrage from the city of Inglewood. His confident bravado and air of untouchability, which had become a significant part of his persona, ultimately contributed to his downfall. As his confrontational approach escalated tensions, it left him increasingly isolated and vulnerable, highlighting the perilous balance between fame and conflict in the volatile world of rap. Approximately 3 months after releasing his diss track, Drakeo the Ruler's life would tragically come to an end on December 18, 2021. That day, Drakeo woke with a sense of fulfillment as his career was entering a new phase. Later that night, he was set to perform at the Once Upon a Time in LA concert at Bank of California Stadium, alongside iconic figures such as the host Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, 3 6 and YG, among other major label artists. The concert was poised to be a significant milestone in Drakeo's career, a moment where his name would be etched into the annals of West Coast hip-hop history. However, the anticipation and excitement surrounding his performance were tragically cut short, casting a shadow over what should have been a celebratory event in the vibrant tapestry of LA's music scene. As the hours quickly ticked by, Drakeo the Ruler eagerly prepared for the approaching night. As the sun set and the moon cast its glow over the venue, a crowd of patrons flooded in, eager to see their favorite artist perform. Drakeo's close affiliates, known as the Stink Team, gathered together, preparing to head out and show their unwavering support for him. The atmosphere was charged with excitement and anticipation, with everyone looking forward to a memorable evening, celebrating Drakeo's talent and achievements in the vibrant world of West Coast hip-hop.
You know I had to get away from crashing.
Between 7 p.m. and 8 p.m., Drakeo the Ruler, accompanied by his brother Ralphie the Plug and members of the Stink Team, was on his way to the venue. Their plan was straightforward: attend the festival, collect their earnings, deliver an electrifying performance for the crowd, and then unwind and enjoy the rest of the night. It was meant to be a night of celebration and success, where Drakeo could showcase his talent and connect with his loyal fan base, surrounded by friends and supporters who shared his vision and passion for music.
And we just got paid to come, and we didn't know who was gonna be there, none of that. We just got paid to come.
Right.
Drakeo got his money, he was gonna do his show if it was just two of us, like, you know what I'm saying? He was gonna go.
As soon as they arrived at the venue, it became clear that the night wouldn't unfold as planned. Around 8:30 p.m., Draco the Ruler and his entourage arrived, but events quickly took a turn for the worse. Within just minutes, an intense brawl erupted between Draco and his team and their waiting rivals. The sudden escalation transformed what was supposed to be a night of performance and celebration into a chaotic and violent confrontation, shattering the atmosphere of anticipation and turning the venue into a scene of turmoil and danger.
We got there at 8:30. It was cracking at 8:32, like type. Like,
wow.
Yeah, that's type. Yeah.
Upon entering the parking lot area, it seemed that a security guard signaled to others nearby. What followed was described as an ambush, with a gang of assailants converging on their vehicle with clear intent. They found themselves surrounded by more adversaries than they could manage, creating a sense of being overwhelmed and outnumbered. The atmosphere was likened to being thrust into the middle of a high-security section in a prison yard, where the threat and tension were palpable, and any sense of safety or control quickly evaporated. Suddenly, what had seemed like a promising night to perform and secure another financial victory turned into a critical moment for Draco the Ruler. According to his affiliates in the vehicle, his decision in those tense minutes would determine his fate that night. Faced with the daunting choice, Draco had to decide whether to confront the waiting mob outside the vehicle or retreat. For Draco, a prominent figure in gang culture who often promoted a fearless image, the decision carried heavy implications. On one hand, stepping out meant facing the immediate danger head-on, while on the other, retreating risked damaging his reputation and standing within the community he represented. It was a moment that encapsulated the harsh realities of his lifestyle, where decisions made in seconds could echo through the rest of his life. Draco the Ruler, known for his pride in his persona and the image he projected, faced a critical moment that would ultimately lead to his downfall. His affiliates recalled the tension in the air as they awaited his response to the mob outside, drawing inspiration from his own lyrics in songs like Gorillas and Nuns and So Cold I Do 'Em. The situation appeared to be a setup, and fingers were pointed at rapper YG as the orchestrator. In a swift and intense escalation, Draco and his stink team found themselves vastly outnumbered by their rivals, estimated to be between 70 to 100 strong. As the brawl ensued, punches were thrown, and the chaotic scene saw Draco's team gradually pushed back. The violence intensified, with one of Draco's affiliates sent sprawling to the ground amidst the chaos, marking a tragic turn in what was meant to be a night of performance and celebration. Draco the Ruler, displaying true leadership, stood at the forefront of the escalating confrontation as the swarm of opponents closed in. In a critical moment captured on camera, footage shows an opposing member attempting to strike Draco with a jab. Instead of blocking, Draco instinctively pulls back, but the rival's hand, holding a sharp object, connects with his neck in a stabbing motion. Despite being wounded, Draco doesn't immediately fall. Instead, he steps back, maintaining his composure while his team retreats through the backstage gate. Tragically, Draco is left injured and vulnerable, surrounded by dozens of rivals who appear intent on harming him further. In the chaotic aftermath, voices can be heard suggesting that someone has a knife, heightening the sense of danger and urgency as Draco's allies make their escape from the mob, leaving him to face the peril alone. Draco the Ruler's brother, Ralphie the Plug, quickly realized that Draco was not with them as they retreated. Despite the chaos, Ralphie courageously returned into the melee to find and support his brother. Meanwhile, as their rivals stormed the gate, they managed to capture another member of the Stink team. They dragged him in, tearing at his clothes and subjecting him to a vicious beating amid the tumultuous scene. It was only after the dust settled that Draco's crew noticed he was bleeding from the neck. Remarkably, Draco had concealed his injury until the fight had subsided and medical assistance arrived. His ability to endure and maintain his composure under such dire circumstances underscored both his resilience and the severity of the attack that had occurred.
Saying what's going on, we didn't even know Draco was stabbed until the ambulance told us. He the only one that knew. That's why he backed up with the cameraman before everybody.
It seems Draco the Ruler was deeply focused on his team's well-being during the chaotic incident, perhaps more than his own safety. The question of whether his team had his back as much as he had theirs would remain unanswered for Draco. As his condition deteriorated rapidly, he began losing consciousness, and footage later surfaced showing paramedics surrounding an unconscious Draco. Blood from his neck injury stained his face as they desperately attempted CPR to revive him. highlighting the severity of his injuries and the race against time to save his life. Tragically, despite their efforts, Drakeo's injuries proved fatal, marking the end of a promising career and a life cut short in the midst of violence and turmoil. The festival devolved into mass panic as chaos erupted, with patrons scattering in fear. Police quickly arrived on the scene to contain the area and prevent any further escalation or retaliation. The once celebratory event, filled with anticipation and excitement, transformed into a scene of confusion and distress as the violence unfolded. The presence of law enforcement became crucial in restoring order and ensuring the safety of those in attendance. Amidst the aftermath of the tragic incident involving Drakeo the Ruler,
LAPD and CHP responded in big numbers, eventually escorting fans out of Exposition Park when organizers ended the show early.
The concert was abruptly shut down just after 10 p.m. as detectives arrived on the scene to conduct their investigations. News reports quickly began flooding the media, spreading word of the tragic events that had unfolded. The abrupt end to the festival, once filled with promise and excitement, now served as a stark reminder of the violence that can permeate even the most anticipated events in the music industry. The world learned of the heartbreaking loss of Drakeo the Ruler, leaving the hip-hop community and fans alike mourning the untimely end of a talented artist's life. A representative for Drakeo confirmed his death to the Times. Drakeo's attorney John Hamasaki said in a statement, "We spent the hardest 2 years together fighting for his freedom, facing life, before walking out a free man just over a year ago. Through it, we became friends, and then like family. I don't even know how to start processing this." Drakeo the Ruler, born Daryl Caldwell, grew up in South Los Angeles and attended Washington High School in the Westmont neighborhood. From early on, he cultivated a distinctive and compelling lyrical style. He coined his music nervous music for a poignant reason. His lyrics often reflected a sense of paranoia, but also revealed a deep and introspective inner world. Through his music, Drakeo crafted narratives that were both raw and introspective, offering listeners a glimpse into his personal experiences and the complex realities of life in South LA. His unique blend of storytelling and emotional depth resonated deeply within the hip-hop community, solidifying his place as a respected and influential voice in the genre. "I know how to code everything, and I switch it up every time I get bored," he told The Times in 2018. "People think I just make up words, but everything means something." After catching the attention of local hip-hop production icon DJ Mustard, Drakeo the Ruler played a pivotal role in shaping the evolving rap sound of the region. Alongside peers such as Aero 3 Greedo, G Perico, and Shoreline, he contributed to defining a new wave of West Coast hip-hop. This movement emerged in the aftermath of groundbreaking and imaginative superstar acts from the 2010s, like Tyler, The Creator, and Kendrick Lamar. Drakeo's music not only reflected his neighborhood's realities, but also pushed boundaries with its innovative beats and introspective lyrics. His collaboration with DJ Mustard and others helped cement his reputation as a versatile and influential artist within the hip-hop scene. Together, they contributed to the vibrant tapestry of Los Angeles' rap culture, blending traditional West Coast elements with a fresh and contemporary approach that resonated with a new generation of listeners. On 2016's Impatient Freestyle, he began with an evocative boast. "If I could write a movie, I would recreate The Exorcist, I'm Heaven Sent, and think twice who you messing with," before quickly turning to the deprivations of jail, giving in word hell 'cause up top, they say the beds was full. Drakeo the Ruler's lyrics often conveyed a palpable sense of danger that surrounded him. In his track Talk to Me, his biggest single to date with over 32 million Spotify plays, he alluded to the presence of potential threats. "Don't be shy, I got with me. I march with sticks. I ain't worried about no groupies." These lines underscored his unapologetic and streetwise persona, reflecting the realities of his environment and the challenges he faced navigating through it. Through his music, Drakeo didn't shy away from addressing the harsh realities of life in South Los Angeles. His lyrics were both a reflection of his experiences and a means of asserting his presence in the rap scene. With his distinctive style and fearless approach to storytelling, Drakeo the Ruler carved out a unique niche in hip-hop, leaving a lasting impact on listeners who resonated with his authenticity and raw honesty. "I live a nervous life. I gotta look around and watch my back from police and these other people out here," he told The Times in 2018. "People want to me. I can't be driving around in $100,000 cars on the run, listening to soft expletive music." Police have not made any arrests in connection with the incident, but online rumors have circulated suggesting YG and his entourage may have been involved. In an interview with Rolling Stone, Draco's mother, Darylene Corneal, hinted at believing these rumors, noting that the incident occurred shortly after YG appeared backstage. Now, Drakeo the Ruler's associate K7 has come forward with a detailed account of the events that unfolded that night. Speaking passionately on Instagram Live to a friend, K7 squarely accused YG and asserted that the entire incident was a setup. "I'm speaking facts," he said in the clip. "YG a real-life expletive N-word. All them N-word is expletive, bro. I don't give a expletive, hi bro. I'm so mad, bro. On my mama, YG did some expletive. If I see cuh, I'm gonna slap the expletive out that expletive. N-word doing all this puff, talking like they hard, bro. You got those security guards fighting a word. Like, come on, bro. That expletive ain't cool, bro. On my mama, bro. Them in word got them big, bald security guards. Come in. Fucking knives. All types of weird expletive N-word." K7 then questioned why YG was permitted to bring dozens of people backstage, while Drakeo the Ruler was limited to just 15. "Let them in word come 70 thick, but only told us we could bring 15 people, bro," he said. "That don't make no sense. Bro, you told us we could only bring 15 people, but let them in word bring 100 expletive people, bro. I'm so hot. YG can't perform in LA no more, bro. I don't give a expletive who feel about what about or anything. I don't care, bro. N-word always do some gay expletive for a real one, bro. I'm over this expletive, bro. On my mama, these N-word is gay. These N-word is expletive, bro." K7, representing the Rollin' 30s Crips, described how the atmosphere backstage turned tense as soon as YG and his crew arrived. "When we first came in, we was there. Certain N-word was there. Early, so it was cool," he said. "There wasn't no tension, but YG and them wasn't there because they performed later. As soon as he came, it went bad. Like N-word, knew what they was doing. On my mama, the whole thing was a setup. Bro, N-word is expletive." Corneal intends to sue the festival organizers for her son's death, citing security's alleged ineptitude as the primary factor responsible. "He was hit in his neck," Corneal explains. "I saw him when I went to the hospital. They said it's a homicide, so I wasn't able to hug him or kiss him or anything like that. I had to look at him through a window. I need this to be out there. I need people to know. And I do want justice for my son. And I do believe that justice will be served. I will not rest until justice is served." The hip-hop community is grieving the loss of rapper Drakeo the Ruler. Artists such as Drake, Saweetie, Juicy J, Snoop Dogg, and many others have expressed their condolences and paid tribute to the 28-year-old Los Angeles native on social media. "Nah, man. This expletive isn't right for real. WTF are we doing?" Drake wrote on his Instagram story after learning about the tragic news. "Always picked my spirit up with your energy, RIP Drakeo." Snoop wrote, "My condolences go out to the family and loved ones of Drakeo the Ruler. I'm not with anything negative, and as one of the many performers, I was there to spread positive vibes, only to my city of LA. Last night, I was in my dressing room when I was informed about the incident and chose to immediately leave the festival grounds. My prayers go out to everyone affected by tragedy. Please take care, love one another, and stay safe, y'all. I'm praying for peace in hip-hop," Saweetie wrote. "Man, Drakeo was always hella cool and respectful. Prayers up for his family. RIP the Ruler." If you enjoyed this video, click on the ones showing on your screen now to watch similar content.